Firing it up for some stock market, cannabis, and portfolio news. Let's fucking go. Twitch.tv/Rand Corp. We are live. Let's give it a second here. Maybe finish off some of this bowl pack here. We were up till streaming till almost 3 in the morning. We're back live by noon. You just let your boy sleep. You just let your boy sleep, and we'll fucking be here. That's all I needed. Was a little bit of sleep. Stefan, bro, MB Crouton's still out there. I wonder if I'm just opening a tab, or if you guys are really there. Almost blew it the wrong way and blew a bunch of water out on my desk like a fucking amateur. I feel like those are just open tabs from last night. When's the alert go out? It's like, hey, dude's live. Click the fucking button. No alert this time, huh? No, like, hey, stream's live. Fair enough. Fair enough. Pack up this bowl real quick. Take a fresh hit for the morning. Let's get our day started. You know what I'm saying? It really didn't send out an alert. What the fuck is that? This is the most interesting news to me. Woo, first hit of the morning will kill you. Woo! Nike will not sell direct to Amazon anymore. Nike will stop selling clothes and shoes directly to Amazon. Who the fuck is calling now? Screen call. Nike will stop selling merchandise directly to Amazon as part of its push more to sell directly to consumers, the company confirms to CNBC. The abrupt halt will end pilot testing that Nike and Amazon launched together in 2017. At the time, Nike agreed to sell a limited product assortment to Amazon in exchange for stricter policing of counterfeits and restrictions on unsanctioned sale of its products. That included Nike's athletic footwear, apparel, and accessories. But now they're just going to say if you get it on Amazon, it's definitely counterfeit. Prior to 2017, Nike had resisted such a deal with Amazon, focusing attention on its own online marketplace and stores. The fear for many brands has always been that partnering with Amazon, a company's loses control over how its brand is represented. Company loses control over how its brand is represented on the site. As part of Nike's focus on elevating consumer experiences through more direct personal relationships. What's up, House? Fire the pokers up. We will. We're going to be firing that up this afternoon. It's coming. It's just, there's no real good poker to fire up right now, and it's fucking early. I just woke up. I got to get lunch eventually. I have to get some work done in the afternoon before I can fire poker up. I got a few meetings a little bit later that I have to take care of. I need to pick up some bath bombs and send them out to testing for lab testing for our next batch and stuff like that. But we're definitely gonna fire it up. part of Nike's focus, blah, blah, blah. We'll continue to invest in strong, distinctive partnerships for Nike with other retailers and platforms to seamlessly serve our consumers globally. Damn, they're like, we're out on Amazon, but everybody else is cool. Bloomberg first reported the change Tuesday evening. Amazon didn't immediately respond to CNBC's request. Nike brings in roughly 30% of annual sales from its direct-to-consumer business, so a third of their business is already direct-to-consumer. Fiscal year-end May 31st, 2019, Nike's direct-to-consumer sales tallied $11.8 billion. Holy shit, fueled by a 35% jump in online sales, same-store growth of 6%. Wholesale customer sales grew 10% during the same period. All told, Nike has $39.1 billion in fiscal 2019 revenue. Holy shit. Some of its biggest wholesale partners include Foot Locker, Dick's Sporting Goods, and Nordstrom. And while it still invests in those relationships, it's been investing more in building out Nike stores and upgrading its app and website. That makes more sense. I mean, in the future, I feel like you might visit a Nike store in like a major city or something like that. But other than that, you're going to buy directly from Nike off their app and off their website, right? Like, you want Nike stuff, you're going to go to Nike. If you want Adidas shit, you're going to go to Adidas. The decision follows the recently announcing of John Donohue, a Nike board member, as the sportswear retailer's next CEO. Donohue was formerly the CEO of eBay, chairman of the board at PayPal. Oh, he's like, I've always hated Amazon. We're fucking out. That's a personal vendetta. That's a personal vendetta right there that this gentleman has. He worked at eBay, and Amazon came and crushed fucking eBay. Amazon, meantime, has been trying to become a bigger name in fashion. For years now, it's launched more of its own clothing brands, partnered with influencers. What? They have their own shit? Big names to sell on its site. Some of those include BVX, Calvin Klein, J. Crew, Chico. Who gives a shit? Evercore ISI and analyst Omar Saad said the move by Nike makes him wonder if many other brands follow. For sure. Amazon isn't much of a fashion destination. Brands don't need Amazon. For sure, Amazon has a delivery speed advantage, but that advantage has compressed. With Nike leaving the Amazon platform, it strengthens our view that retailers' brands won't be displaced by Amazon. Right, that's all Amazon has is like speed to delivery to customers, and that is being compressed quickly. So, very interesting. Investors see a market plunge if Warren wins the election. Many said the same about Trump in 2016, though. Interest rates unlikely to change as long as growth continues. This is good for banking stocks. Federal Reserve is unlikely. Let's see what the banking stocks are doing today. Bank of America, down 1%. How's our JP Morgan Chase? We just purchased it. One share, down 0.78%. Federal Reserve is unlikely to adjust interest rates anytime soon, so long as the economy remains on its present path, Central Bank Chairman Jerome Powell told Congress on Wednesday. In commentary he provided to the Joint Economic Committee, Powell reiterated a stance he outlined a few weeks ago that the Fed moves this year towards more accommodative monetary policy have helped support an economy that continues to grow. He noted that Fed moves tend to have a lagged effect, meaning that it will take some time to assess what impacts they are having. We see the current stance of monetary policy is likely to remain appropriate as long as incoming information about the economy remains broadly consistent with our outlook. Well, strong labor market, inflation near our symmetric 2% objective, he said. The Fed has cut its benchmark rate 3 times this year to its current target range of 1.5 to 1.75, while the Fed funds rate specifically sets the rate banks charge each other for very short-term lending. It also tied to multiple forms of consumer debt. Following the Federal Open Market Committee meeting last month, Powell said he sees the economy as being in a good place and unlikely to need more stimulus if the data stays consistent. Damn, 3 of 16 in a 1K? 3 of 17 in a 1500? On what site, House? What site are you playing on? What were the buy-ins? Inflation warning. As he has multiple times before, Powell cautions that challenges remain, such as weakness abroad, trade tensions, low inflation. Whoa, breaking news. Diplomat reveals Trump discussed Biden probe with EU ambassador day after July 25th Ukraine call. Wait, what? Diplomat Bill Taylor reveals Trump discussed Biden probe with EU ambassador days after July 25th Ukraine call. Wait, what? Bill Taylor, U.S. ambassador to Ukraine. President Donald Trump's top envoy to Ukraine, William Taylor, on Wednesday revealed new details about a phone call that happened day after the president's July 25th call with Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky, which led House Democrats' impeachment inquiry. The July 26th discussion between Trump and Gordon Sondland, USA ambassador to the European Union, was focused on the president's demand that Ukraine investigate former Vice President Joe Biden, his potential rival in the 2020 presidential election. Taylor said in congressional testimony during the first public impeachment hearing. The conversation was not previously reported, and it raises new questions about Sondland's conversations with Trump during the time which the president was freezing nearly $400 million in congressional appropriate aid to Ukraine. Wow. Oh, you're playing on ACR. That's what's up. Last Friday, a member of my staff told me events occurred on July 26. Taylor testified on Wednesday while Ambassador Volker and I visited the front in late July. The members of my staff accompanied Ambassador Sondland to meet with the top Ukrainian official in Kiev. Following that meeting, the presence of my staff in a restaurant, Ambassador Sondland called President Donald Trump, told him of his meetings in Kiev. The members of my staff could hear President Trump on the phone asking Ambassador Sondland about the investigations. Ambassador Sondland told President Trump that the Ukrainians were ready to move forward. He added, following the call with President Trump, the member of my staff asked Ambassador Sondland what President Trump thought about Ukraine. Ambassador Sondland responded that President Trump cares more about the investigation of Biden, which Giuliani was pressing for. Wow. Taylor then told members of Congress that when he gave his deposition October 22nd, he was not aware of this information. Whoa, crazy. 1 second, let me get a glass of water real quick. Wow, that's pretty wild. I appreciate you viewing, House. What else we got? Watch film testify before Congress. Your credit card offer bonus rewards on Netflix or Disney. Apple's finally willing to make the gadget thicker so they work better. What? Yes, sir. Smoking, grinding, cooking. What are we cooking? Oh, shit. GM killed the Hummer, then SUV sales surged. Let me see the Small Direct Club. It really irks me. Like, who the fuck is this dude? And what the fuck are these symbols on your jacket at the stock market? Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, who are you? And how did you get a lot of money? And whatever. Jordan Katzman, co-founder of Smile Direct Club Center. That's this guy. Jesus. Shares of Smile Direct Club tanked by as much as 20% in midday trading Wednesday, following the company's first. The tick 33. Hey Rand, I've tried to add you to Discord but need Hey Rand, I've tried to add you to Discord but need invite. What do you mean? Here's our Discord. Here's my Discord. How do I? Copied? Double copied? That's me on Discord. Right? I'm pretty sure that's me. Like, that's me. This is my Discord. Exclamation mark. Discord. Is that what we're looking for? The tick? I don't know. Company which sells teeth aligners directly to consumers reported a loss of 89 cents per share on revenue of $180 million. After the market closed Tuesday, Wall Street expected revenue of $165 million. Well, they beat that, according to analysts polled by Refinant. Its guidance for fourth quarter earnings fell short of analyst estimates, raising questions about the company's ability to manage investor expectations. Investors also questioned whether or not it will be able to generate $1.2 billion in revenue next year as expected. Given its current growth rate, analysts led by Glenn Santangelo at Guggenheim said in a research note to investors Wednesday, Smile Direct's legal expenses doubled in the quarter from the same time last year due to pending legislation that could impose harsh regulations on online dentistry companies. Whoa. That's a thing? The company made public debut September 12th and saw its shares plummet 28% in the first day of trading. Poor public debut marked Smile Direct Club as the worst IPO of a unicorn company this year, or startup valued more than $1 billion. Oh my god. The company shares are down to approximately 60% off its initial IPO price of $23 per share. Jesus. And it's gone. And it's gone. What is this? Google getting into banking? I love me some Google. Google will offer checking accounts next year. Thank you, it worked. Nice. The tick. Awesome. Glad it worked. Were you adding me as a friend or adding the tick is here to kick butt, chew bubblegum? Bam, what's up? We got you in. That's what's up. Company plans on representing big tech's boldest move into consumer banking. Most previous efforts have focused on credit cards and payment platforms. The accounts for the project will be run on Citigroup and the Stanford Federal Credit Union, the source said, confirming a report for the Wall Street Journal. As part of the project codenamed Catchy, the company will become the latest Silicon Valley lender to try its hand at the banking space. Previous attempts by Apple and Facebook faced obstacles, with consumers growing increasingly skeptical over providing large technology companies with their personal information. Oh, but you'll give it to a fucking bank, though? What does that matter? You'll give it to everybody else? What does it matter? Google does not intend to sell customer data, an executive at the firm told the Journal. If we can help more people do more stuff in a digital way online, it's good for the internet and good for us. For years, banks have been concerned about competition from small, nimble fintech startups, but it turns out that big tech companies like Google and Amazon, already armed with relationships with hundreds of millions of consumers, may prove to be the larger threat. Last year, Amazon had reportedly been in talks with JP Morgan over checking account. Apple launched a credit card for iPhone users earlier this year with Goldman Sachs. Wow. Uber announced it's pushing into financial services last month, and just Tuesday, Facebook announced a new system to facilitate payment across its social media and messaging systems. Fuck that shit. Social media payments, an Uber bank account? I'm so fucking out. So out. Look at Uber's track record as a company and like the people running it. Oh my god, you want them in fucking charge of your bank account? That sounds awful. Apple's offering has run into multiple issues. Like, Apple's a good place. They have so much money on hand. They don't need to fucking steal yours. Apple has almost as much money on hand as most countries. This partnership with Goldman has been tense after Apple said it created the card without help from a bank. Also, complaints have arisen recently that the algorithm used to determine customers' credit limits is biased towards men. Facebook's foray into digital currency saw major financial backers drop out over regulations concerns. Yeah, fuck their digital currency. Senator Mark Warren, VA, leading voice on regulating tech companies on Capitol Hill, told CNBC's Squawk Box on Wednesday, "I'm concerned when we got whether it's Libra or the Google proposal, these giant tech platforms entering into new fields before there are some regulatory rules on the road. Because once they get in, the ability to extract them out is going to be virtually impossible," said Warner, who was a tech entrepreneur before he got into politics. He was the governor of Virginia from 2002 to 2006. Huh. AK Jordan, 420, what's good? Let's go to the business page. You know what I want to see? Where is Bitcoin at right now? 8,700. I don't really own any Bitcoin. These are all the stocks I own over here, but we ain't fucking with the Bitcoin. AK Jordan, what's good? Let's take a rip for our boy. We're just out here reading the news, figuring out the day. GG last night at 7.5K. Yeah, hell yeah. What are the tournaments today? What do we got? What do we got kicking off today? I wish I could play the $66. 551.5K. Oh, it's high stakes Wednesday. The 1650 20K. That's so out of my bankroll. $11 2K again. Can't play that 33. That's too much of the bankroll. 558 max 2K. We'll rock that though. Can't play the 55. God, 1656K, that's a lot in buy-ins. I might just try and skirt to the $11 6K mega stack. Not much for us. I can't play that $22 $7,500. Today's aren't the best day for me and my tiny bankroll. Rough day. Rough day. What? We own Starbucks stock. What the fuck is this? This is a Starbucks. Some of my money went into this. What the fuck is this? Chicago's Magnificent Mile will soon have another attraction. The largest ever Starbucks housed inside a Crate and Barrel former flagship location on Michigan Avenue will open its doors on Friday. What? The Reserve Roastery is 3,500 square foot and 5 floors, house 3 coffee bars, a cocktail bar, and an artisan bakery and cafe. What the fuck in the hell? They better have corporate offices here and shit. The Chicago location is the company's 6th roastery. Other locations include Tokyo, New York, Milan. What? Each roastery is much larger than a typical cafe and is designed to pay homage to the culture and history of the city. Oh my goodness. The average roastery customer spends 3 to 4 times more money than a typical Starbucks cafe. They fucking better. I'm sure this was 3 to 4 times as much money to build. Roasteries on average can see more than 8,000 visitors per day. Take a look inside. Largest coffee bean cask. In addition to being the largest ever cafe, the Chicago Roastery will also host its tallest cask. Freshly roasted coffee beans will rest in the 56-foot tall bronze container before being used in the drinks. What? A curved escalator. Also has the first curved escalator in the Midwest. 360-degree view of the roasting and brewing process happening from the first floor as the escalator carries them up. Unique drinks and gelato. fourth floor hosts a bar dedicated to barrel-aged beverages. Spirit-free coffee drinks that will be available. Spirit-free coffee drinks that will be available, including a cold brew-aged whiskey barrel and mulled spice coffee. Cocktails crafted by local mixologists will also be available on the fourth floor at the rotisserie's Arrivumio bar, so it will have a bar. On the third floor, experiential coffee bar, customers can eat liquid nitrogen gelato. The Chicago Reserve Roastery will be the only U.S. location to offer the treat. Damn. When does this open? Do we drive there and fucking vlog it like right now? Chicago's 6 hours away. I could do this in a day. Will soon. Not open yet. Artwork from local artists. Yeah. Tell me about the one in New York. Let me hear. Am I going to read? First Starbucks Reserve Rotisserie just opened in New York. Reserve rotisseries are designed to be destinations for coffee drinkers. The rotisserie is a new concept of Starbucks, a new concept of the customer experience that is ultimate in all things coffee. Create an immersive coffee experience. The rare and exotic coffees from around the world. There's in-house roasting, multiple brewing methods, and a bar with coffee and tea-based cocktails. Damn. First week in Shanghai, it did $64,000 a day. Huh, that's interesting. I would go visit it. See, that'd be one of those things I'd love to go, like, vlog or blog for the fucking channel, you know? Go live and walk around in there, fucking drink some coffee, get a macchiato, fucking grab some fucking croissants. You know what I'm saying? What's the story here? Brooklyn Nets CEO David Levy is stepping down after less than 2 months on the job. How the fuck does that work? David Levy is stepping down as CEO of the Brooklyn Nets and Barclays Center less than 2 months into his tenure with the team. What? Mutually agreed to part ways. Also served as president of JTIA Sports, investment and holding vehicle controlled by Nets owner and Alibaba co-founder Joseph Tsai. Levy's responsibilities include overseeing all business, revenue, strategy, and operations for a franchise in the arena. Before joining the Nets and Barclays Centers, Levy spent 32 years at Turner Broadcasting. Wow, in and out, huh? They were like... Oliver Weisberg, CEO of JTIA Sports, will take over as interim CEO of the team in Barclays Center. Weisberg is also CEO of JTIA Family Offices. I want to thank David for his collaboration over the past 60 days. See you later, buddy. And next chapter, an exciting next chapter for the organization. Way to just smooth that over. Thank him for his 60 days worth of work. Buddy, thanks for having lunch with me. Have a good one. Whoa. Surveillance video released of burglars who raided billionaire Mall of America mogul Don Gurmizian's New York mansion. That's the only footage you're going to release. That's all you got for me. This is all you got. This dark ass fucking shit. And this tiny ass thing. Can I blow this up? What are we doing here? I don't want to... these look like some young Asian men. That first guy's hair. I don't know. We might be able to see a little something here. Come on, play it out. Let's go. Oh, dude, that first guy's hair. It's that black, chic, very... Is that a hat? Is it a hat? I think that's that dude's hair. I think these are... Damn, it's so hard to tell. Is that a wig? You think it's a wig? Nah, I think that... You think he's got like a do-rag on, maybe? These other people are covered up so well, though. Fucking shit. We're catching it. Think that's a wig, dude? Or a hat? Why is this dude not covered up? He's got gloves on too. Like, what? You forgot your face? Are you fucking stupid? And you're the first one going in? Like, what is going on here? You got gloves? But not covering your face. God, what a horrible video that you released. That just fucking irks me. Thieves broke into the home through the rear window in the balcony of a 3-story mansion. Break-in from security notification system all out of town. He was there. Mall of America in Minnesota recently opened. Whoa, look at this crazy photo of the guy. Jesus, could you pick a better photo of the dude? He looks like he's fucking... His eyes are a little crossed. He's like yelling and shit. God, that's a horrible photo of that guy. I would be so mad. I'd be like, my home got robbed, and you put up a horrible photo of me, CNBC. Like, fuck you. Change the photo. Although I look like fucking shit normally anyway, so what's the matter? Whatever photo is going to look stupid with me. Jewel, you're going out of business, Jewel. What the fuck is carne asada? True, just kidding. After a successful launch of carne asada in September, Chipotle Mexican Grill said it's going to extend its run through the end of the year and into the fiscal quarter of 2020. The company says the premium cut of meat, originally introduced as limited time offers, helping drive new customers. Man, I know where I'm going for fucking lunch. Is this here? Carne asada is more of a tender cut of steak, sliced into thin strips rather than chunks. Its price is 50 cents higher than Chipotle's original steak, which is already one of the most expensive protein options customers have. Blah, blah, blah. They're incredibly excited and encouraged to explore new options. Thanks. Executives have warned the supply of carne asada could run out before the year's end, but said the item could make a return. Supply chain standards, blah, blah, blah. Supply chain chief. Yeah, we worked to get good shit. We got it. You got a bunch of people sick years ago, so whatever. Chipotle shares, which have a market value of $20 billion. Man, should I put Chipotle in the fucking... They don't pay a dividend, though, do they? Chipotle doesn't pay a dividend, do they? Are they CMG? Seeking Alpha. CMG. Chipotle Mexican Grill. Dividends? No dividends. God, their stock is on such a tear, though. Look at how high it is, though, now. This is when they were getting people sick. God, what a great time to buy. We need a dividend, Chipotle. I won't buy you until you get a dividend. Company has been intentionally adding new items to its menu under Nicole, who took over as CEO in March of 2018. Her role at Yum Brands, Lifestyle Bowls. Company's working on sourcing additional supplies to keep the carne asada rolling. Santa visits reserved for shoppers who spend over $2,500 at London's famous Harrods store. What type of only rich people get to meet Santa type shit is that? This is like, what the fuck? I'm so against that. Only rich people. Only wealthy. Oh, bring that back. Only wealthy children get to see Santa. I'm posting this on Twitter because that's just like super fucked. You know what I mean? Only wealthy children get to see Santa. Harrods London 150-year-old luxury department store opened its Swarovski-sponsored Christmas grotto on Friday to shoppers who spend thousands on products. In Britain's department stores and malls commonly open at Christmas grottos around the holidays where children can visit Santa and are given a gift. Running from November 15th until Christmas Eve, Harrods Secret Forest Grotto is described as a snow-covered woodland filled with sparkling surprises, with visitors being promised an exclusive gift from Santa Claus. But according to Harrods' website, only those who have achieved green 2-tier or above in the store's loyalty program are eligible for an invitation to the grotto. Members of the scheme need to have unlocked that status by August 26th this year to invite it into the grotto, meaning they would have to spend more than $2,000, $2,500 in Harrods between January 1st and the cutoff date. Visiting the grotto costs $20 per child, with adults and children under the age of 3 able to visit for free. The grotto is already fully booked, according to the booking page. However, according to the Guardian newspaper, Harrods agreed last week to host 160 lower-spending families into the grotto following anger from customers. Yeah, because that's fucking insanity. What? The Guardian reported that wealthier families will still be given 96% of the available time slot. The wealthier families were still concerned. They're like, wait, whoa, 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 we're not going to be able to get in, and we're paying. We're paying. You're supposed to be like, no, like, underprivileged children, please, we'll hire a fucking Santa for our children. They'll see Santa. It's okay. You know what I mean? Tough spot. What's good? Each year we're overwhelmed by requests for the special experience. I mean, I understand that, I guess. Wishing well. Whatever happened to just Santa just being in the mall and like everybody went to see Santa and the lines were long as fuck and you had to wait hours to fucking see Santa? You know what I mean? Energizer, Luckin Coffee, Gap, and more. I'm okay on that report for the middle of the day. What's going on, Tough Spot? How you doing? Are we bouncing off these fucking horrible lows? Canopy just tanking, dude. Just continues to tank. Aurora Cannabis just continues to tank. Hi, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What's for lunch? No, I think I got all the beef out of it. Because it was good? Not all of it. But I ate a lot of it last night. It was a good meal. I had like 4 bowls. Uh-oh. Tyson Foods burned down. Tyson Foods fell short of Wall Street estimates for quarterly revenue and profits on Tuesday after a fire at a Kansas slaughterhouse hurt sales volume in its beef business, the company's biggest segment. Shares of the market of Ballpark hot dogs and Jimmy Dean sausages fell about 4% before the opening bell. They've gained nearly 55% this year. Tyson grappled with the fire as the global meat industry focused on increasing sales in China, where an outbreak of a fatal pig disease has slashed pork production. U.S. producers have been hampered due to tariffs imposed by Beijing as part of the country's trade war. The fire at the Holcomb, Kansas slaughterhouse in August left restaurants, food service companies, and grocery chains scrambling to buy beef from other facilities. Oh, shit. Waiting on that weekly company conference call. Volumes in Tyson business fell 4.2%. September 28th, with sales down 1.3%. The fire also resulted in $31 million of net incremental costs, the company said. Still, profit margins for the U.S. beef processors set record highs after the fire, as beef prices climbed. Same time, cattle prices tanked because the fire temporarily eliminated a key buyer of livestock, prompting U.S. government investigation into the market. Really? What? Cattle prices tanked because the fire temporarily eliminated a key buyer? Wait, so less people buying, more stock, price goes down. Alright, so what's wrong with that? Tyson's operating margins for beef were 9.7%, up from 8.9% a year earlier. Margins declined in pork, chicken, and prepared foods unit. Excluding items, the company earned 1.21 per share. Average analyst estimates of 1.29. Total sales rose nearly 9%. Net income attributable to Tyson fell $391 million or $1 per share. Ooh. You shipped that 3K last night? No. No, dude. No. Fuck. What was the last hand last night? How did it all go down? Oh yeah, the tens. The fucking tens into ace king. Tens into ace king, brother. And they get their ace. So rough, so rough. Yep. We are firing again today. Oh, there's no delay. I don't need to type that in. You see this immediately. Nice, I'll be doing that one. Let's go. Home builder. I don't have any home builders in my portfolio. You know what? You guys are we're about to make some live changes to the portfolio, I believe. I have a lot in this real estate section, and I don't need all of it. RT, we're taking a hit. Digital Realty, we're really getting our ass kicked in. I don't need this. Or do we wait it out? We don't have any home builders in here, though. We have a lot of mortgage REITs. Like, they're all pretty much the same. Not all of them. These actually own properties. Cone does own property for digital warehousing and cloud-based storage. Jables, what's good? Cold, American Real, they do all the cold storage for cold food, transportation, and things like that. American Tower owns cell phone towers. See, Whitestone REIT we could get rid of, but we're up. So why would we get rid of it? Digital Realty does digital storage, cloud-based storage of paperwork and things like that. Prologis, PLD. Did we get rid of it? We're just sitting flat. Landed in Seattle, about to hit a dispensary. That's what's up. Really bug those people. Bug the shit out of them. It's hard to find high quality shit. Try to find some Doghouse. Doghouse is a good brand of flower out there. I know the owner of Doghouse well. I guess, see, it's so hard to get rid of something, but when my pie is full. Like I have 100 stocks in here, so I can't add to it without removing something. I guess we just leave it be. Let it do its thing. While the market's down now, would be a good time to put some money in for real. We're getting fucked on Robinhood. They're taking it all away from us this week. They're like, oh, you wanted some good gains last week? And it's gone. So fucked. And cannabis stocks are supposed to report. Cannabis stocks are reporting tomorrow. Both CGC and ACB are reporting tomorrow. Cannabis news. China says no to marijuana but lets cannabis industry bloom. Cronos turns lower after kicking off cannabis earnings with revenue miss. Sweet. Tight. Cronos Group kicked off September quarter earnings season for the cannabis sector on Tuesday with reports showing profit driven by a one-time gain and lower than expected revenue. Great. The stock Cron rose about 4% in early trading before turning lower and dragging the broad sector down. God, we hate you, Cronos. MKM said the numbers were disappointing but not as dramatically as some of its peers. The company's revenue were boosted by its inclusion of Redwood, owner of the Lord Jones brand. What the fuck is that? Which was acquired in the quarter and entered the profit and loss account on September 5th. Per share earnings surprised on the upside, but only due to the reevaluation of derivative liabilities. We continue to struggle with the profitability expectations for the industry, MKM analyst Bill Kirk wrote in a note. In Cronos' case, generated $2.5 million, $1.9 million more. $2.5 million, $1.9 million more than Q2 2019 in revenue, but losses widened to $6.2 million with inventory levels at high and the providences and absolute and relative pricing pressures. We don't see a near-term industry catalyst for improving profitability. Oh God. Organigram Holding shares, OGI, fell 15% after the company issued revenue warnings late Monday. Moncton, New Brunswick-based Organigram said it now expects fiscal fourth quarter net revenue of $16.3 million, a substantial decline from third quarter $24 million. Oh, Jesus. Nobody cares about Drake and CGC. CGC needs to stop doing these dumbass fucking Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg and Drake things. This shit is fucking stupid. Nobody fucking cares. Sell weed and shut the fuck up. Like, what the fuck is this shit, dude? Nobody cares about your fucking celebrity endorsement because they were clearly doing other shit, like making music. Like, they were not growing weed. They're a fucking customer. Like, what? Like, nobody cares about Snoop Dogg's weed or fucking, you know, Wiz Khalifa's weed. You know what I mean? Like, nobody gives a freaking god dang about it. Now, you do have some exceptions to that. You have people like Willie Nelson's brand, who actually does good and the guy really fucking cares. You have people like Burner, who have come out of, the, you know, like Willie Nelson, have come out of the black market and have been an advocate of pot for fucking ever, and who probably absolutely was a grower for real when he started. You know what I mean? I think Snoop Dogg probably sold drugs and shit. I don't think he ever had the fucking that pow pow fire all the time until he was like on the road doing music. You know what I mean? I believe that fucking Wiz Khalifa sold weed and shit. I don't believe that the dude fucking grew a bunch of it and made his own strain. You know what I mean? Ghostface Killah and all those other people, dude. All those other rappers that have tried to put their name on weed and shit. Like, get out of here with that shit. The fuck out of here with that. You know what I mean? Is anybody with me? You with me or are you against me? It's not really like that. But we're packing a fresh bowl here. GW Pharmaceuticals. I actually own a share of this after gaining Monday on the news that UK agency will recommend its National Health Services reimbursement payments of Epidiolex. It's cannabis-based treatment for severe forms of childhood epilepsy. And this drug is approved. Epidiolex is approved in the United States as well by the FDA. Alfreo's down, Aurora Cannabis is down, blah, blah, blah. Everything that we are in is fucking down. FDA can eat my body. I mean, hey, that's pretty big, though. To have a government-approved drug for epilepsy in the United States based off cannabis is huge. FDA can eat my booty. Mr. Bitcoin, what's good, what's good? Chicago, help wanted in Michigan's projected billion-dollar-plus marijuana industry. Georgia officials cede medical marijuana commission. Chicago will cut weed users a lot more slack. I just felt like saying something stupid. All good, don't worry. This looks awful, by the way. Like, this is the worst picture of pot. That is not, I repeat, that is not this. This is fucking pot. Let me turn on a light. Let me turn on a fucking light. This is fucking pot. That's a jar of leaf. That's a jar of leaves, by the way. There you go. That's a fucking nugget. That's a new Gotti for you right there. Fucking zoom in on the fucking thing. Focus. That's a nug. That's a jar of trash. That is a jar of trash. What the fuck is that? No, Mr. Bitcoin. Fortunately, home grow is not legal in Ohio, and we're forced to go to the medical marijuana dispensary. But one day it will be legal, Mr. Bitcoin, here in Ohio. Legalization of recreational marijuana use means big changes for police, and soon the Chicago City Council will take up an ordinance today that brings police policies in line with the state law that takes effect January 1. I got some 26 pertaining to octane as an indica, pretty dang. Well, that's never stopped us before. I guess you're on camera. Biggest change will prevent police from seizing any vehicle in which cannabis is found, no matter the amount. Forfeitures have been a continuous issue. Other proposed changes will also reduce the fines for illegal marijuana possession to $50 for the first offense, from $250 to $500 under current laws. Whoa. Biggest change will prevent police from seizing any vehicle in which cannabis is found, no matter the amount. Forfeitures have been contentious issue. So, like, even if it's like 1,000 pounds, you can't take the vehicle. Earlier, that's pretty interesting. Somebody's probably going to abuse that law. Hey, man, it's just about my truck. It's just my fucking semi-truck. Good, I'm in Chicago. Earlier this year, Illinois lawmakers legalized possession of up to 30 grams of marijuana by people 21 or older. Damn, you can have over an ounce on you. That's a big bag of fucking pot to be walking around with. Cannabis users by minors in public use, including in a vehicle, will remain illegal, obviously. One of the motivations behind legalization will tend to end policies associated with the 30-year-old war on drugs that put large numbers of minorities, especially cities in Chicago, in jail. For far too long, unjust and outdated cannabis enforcement laws have adversely and disproportionately affected Chicago's black and brown neighborhoods. Mayor Lori Lightfoot said in a statement, the legalization of cannabis in Illinois presents a powerful opportunity to reform our policies and the right for the generations-old wrongs of the past as we work to ensure a safe, fair, and responsible implementation in Chicago. Let's go. Legit, city is wild. I know, like, hella parts of Chicago are fucking crazy. City will have to train officers on how to comply with the new law in the roughly 6 weeks until recreational sales became legal in Illinois. It's likely that weed will be treated by police more like alcohol than an illegal drug. That's how it should be. Attempting to make our municipal codes less punitive for minor cannabis offenses and give clear direction to our officers. That's exactly how it should be. It should be just like alcohol. New technology developed in North Texas to help police discover if you're fucking stoned. Are you stoned?
Traffic.
Officer
Whoa. Start over.
Nationwide. Even here in Texas, there are legal forms of cannabis now. And new at 10 o'clock, Andrea
Really?
Garcia shows us how some new technology is helping police track down people who may be driving impaired.
213 traffic.
Officer Daniel Basili.
You don't have anything on you?
You ain't got nothing? I smell it. Step out. Get out of the car.
Something about nights brings out a different crowd of people than during the day. Hello?
With an eye out for intoxicated drivers.
You got your driver's license and proof of insurance on you?
Alcohol is the biggest culprit.
You're shaking like a leaf while I'm talking to you.
But sometimes...
You go up there, the car smells like marijuana. They're having trouble understanding what I'm saying.
In the past...
They're having trouble understanding what I'm saying. They're fucking stupid stoners.
300 drivers in the state positive for THC, the chemical in
What?
marijuana that gets you high.
If I quit smoking right now... Whoa. When I got my little slap on the wrist, and I went on probation years ago, it took me, I quit smoking, I put myself through a drug rehab program on my own for just cannabis, just because I wanted to look good for the judge. The guy fucking wrote a note within like 3 visits that I'm clearly not addicted and don't need drug treatment, and he was on my side. In fact, he fucking loved hearing my stories, because I would just go in and there'd be like a heroin addict walking out of his office, and I'd walk in and I would just tell him about how I sold a lot of pot, you know, in my day, and all the shit I've done, and we actually kind of became friends. But anyway, when I quit smoking weed for that probation voluntarily, before I even went to court, I quit on my own, so that when I went to court, I could say, hey, I completed all this, I'm drug-free, I have a job, I became a real estate agent and started flipping property and shit like that. Really just 180'd it, you know what I mean? Just because I didn't want to get in trouble. I didn't want to get in huge trouble. I was facing fucking 5 years in fucking prison and shit. So it took me 3 months to piss clean. And I remember going, after 1 month, I took myself to one of those, like, Quest diagnostic places. I know you guys have seen that shit. And paid $50 for them to fucking drug test me, and I failed. And I would go, and I went back 2 weeks later, because I figured, all right, give it another 2 weeks, you know what I mean? And I went back, and I failed, and the ladies laughed at me, because at first they thought I was lying. At first they thought I was totally full of shit, I had to do it for a job or something, and I just kept failing, you know what I mean? But after that 2 weeks, then I started coming back every single week, because I'm like, oh, I gotta be getting clean here soon, like, you know what I mean? And then they just started laughing at me, because they realized, like, I'm not spending $50 every fucking week for no fucking reason to piss dirty, you know what I mean? Like, we all had a good laugh about it, and it took me fucking 16 weeks for me to piss clean. 16 weeks. And I was going to the gym and shit. I was probably burning fat, too, that I probably shouldn't have really been trying to do while...
Bloodshot eyes, slurred speech
while
sometimes.
trying to get clean.
So it's comparable to dealing with a drunk driver.
Yes.
Police will perform
Comparable to a drunk driver?
with alcohol.
Dude,
There's also
shut the
option of
fuck
using
up.
a breathalyzer.
So this is the THC concentration.
UT Dallas's bioengineering students are working on a similar device to test for THC.
This is truly a breakthrough novel technology.
A sample of saliva can tell you not just if someone's ingested THC, but how much.
You stick it in your mouth, you take it out, and you put it on a sensor, and within 30 seconds, within a minute, it will tell you what the number is.
46 states now have some form of legalized cannabis. That includes Texas, where the state's low THC medical marijuana.
Yeah, sorry,
program
that's
is
against my
expanding.
right.
CBD oil is now
I don't know, it's
sold
kind of like a
widely,
breathalyzer.
and
It's you're gonna
farmers
be
will
like
soon be able to
you're gonna be
grow
like
hemp.
admitting
Hey,
guilt
y'all
if you
have
don't
nothing
take it,
illegal
but you'll
inside this
get like a
car, nothing
lesser
you're not supposed
charge.
to
You know
have
what I
inside
mean?
this car.
Law enforcement
They take your
officers are
license.
increasingly interested in how to tell
What's
if
the
someone's
nanogram?
ingested
Like,
too
what's
much.
how much are you
can
allowed to
turn a legal
have to
substance
be?
into now you're breaking the law.
In all
DUI
50
on
states,
cannabis,
a driver
you know?
with a .08 blood alcohol concentration level is legally impaired. There's no equivalent benchmark for THC yet.
Right.
But as tests become quicker and more widely available, police
Like, I
expect
bet
to get
I
a better
failed that.
idea of where the limit should be.
100
Too intoxicated
times.
to be out on the road
Every
safely.
time I fail
Andrea
that.
Lucia, CBS 11 News.
Police currently
Then I'm gonna
rely on blood
protest.
testing to
I mean, I'm gonna
detect
protest too.
THC, that requires a warrant, and then they gotta take a trip to
THC.
the hospital. By the time that's done and the blood is drawn, a suspect's THC level will usually drop.
They're like, we need to catch him on sight. By the time we get him to the hospital, by the time we handcuff him, take him to the hospital, and spend all this money to draw their fucking blood with a needle, normally we can't convince them that they're guilty and throw them in jail. Like, what? Fucking A. You're not taking my blood. You're definitely not taking my blood. We're fighting to the fucking death. We are fighting to the death. You're gonna have to fucking shoot me and then take it out of the fucking gun hole. I'm not shooting because I don't have a gun, but I mean, we're fighting. Like, I'm not just like willingly being like, here you go. First of all, I don't even like needles. Ugh, I hate that shit. Ugh. Ah. China bets big on CBD.
So I'm in a massive cannabis field right now.
Needles are so
and we're not
gross.
in Colombia
Ugh.
or Colorado. We're actually in China, near the Himalayas.
A China hemp
Local
field?
farmers have been tending this
What?
field for the past 5 months.
Biggest fear is a bum
today,
chasing me
they're
with a
ready to
dirty
harvest
needle.
They're about to chop down 24
That would
tons
suck
of
balls,
cannabis.
though. 24 tons? Damn, y'all are getting it in. Get it in. We fucking process this into fucking CBD and sell it to Americans.
Now, Yang Liu, who manages this field, says they're growing hemp, a strain of the cannabis plant known for the increasingly popular non-psychotropic component,
Yeah.
CBD.
Chinese
The
cheap
CBD market
CBD.
in the U.S. will grow by 700% this year and be worth more than $23 billion by 2023. And China wants a piece of that. Fields like this in Yunnan province are now a part of a growing CBD boom in China. Research analysts say Yunnan and Heilongjiang provinces alone produced just over 11% of the global CBD supply last year.
They are smart.
The
Holy
extract is
shit.
taken from these plants, then sold in the U.S. Demand for CBD from China has ballooned because of its supposed health virtues. Consumer products infused with CBD, like coffee, bath bombs, and gummy bears, claim to help with pain and relaxation.
Most of the CBD is found in the flower. That's a horrible
Oh,
crop.
wow.
Dude's crop
Kind
sucks.
of sweet and fruity in a way.
Smells like money. Fuck yeah, brother.
We're in Kunming. Here, dozens of startups have sprouted up to capitalize on the cannabis and CBD boom in the U.S. The city has become a trailblazer for cannabis, much like Denver, where
What?
marijuana was first legalized in the U.S.
Are we going to China?
Chinese entrepreneurs are convinced they can turn their country into a cannabis
Can you tell me about your business, how I started it? I mean, I've been in the cannabis industry for 15 years, so if you want me to go all the way back, man, we're going back to me, like, not wanting to pay for the weed I smoked in high school and just being the guy who collected enough eighths to get us the ounce, so I got my free eighth. You know what I mean? And that ballooned to the point where I was like, I was a mortgage broker through college, you know, and sold a little bit of weed through college. And at one point when the market crashed, I fucking sold weed to go through college. You know what I mean? In '08. I literally like walked into the University of Cincinnati with fucking cash, and I would pay off my $800. The classes at the time were cheap. It was like $800 for a class for the semester. So I'd pay them like, you know, $3,000 or whatever the fuck it was for my fucking semester's worth of classes. I eventually got like really sick towards and I was never a straight A fucking student. All right, I'm fucking smart. I test amazing. Like, I'm really good at tests. I actually learn off tests. I'll go back and learn something from one problem, you know, because they kind of have to, they're teaching you shit. So I'll learn off the problem on the test and learn how to beat the test while I'm taking it. You know what I mean? I'll go back once I remembered something after learning on another problem or something like that. I'm amazing at taking tests, but I never did fucking homework. I hate homework. I'm a quick learner. Once it's in my fucking head, like, if other people need homework, they need fucking homework. I might not need the fucking homework, you know? So I was like a C student, and I was on academic probation, of course, always, you know what I mean? And I got really fucking sick towards our finals one time, and my buddy, he was a high school buddy of mine too, he told me the wrong fucking day and time for our exam. We both showed up late to the wrong place, and we had missed it. And because I was on academic probation, the professor straight up told me, he was like, if you would have worked harder, I'd let you retake it, but there's no reason for me to let you retake it. And then they just fucking basically put me on probation from college, and I never went back, you know, because I was like, fuck that. I paid cash for this. Like, how are you suspending me when I pay you cash to fucking learn? Like, I paid you my fucking cash. There's no loans here, you know what I mean? Like, it's my fucking money that I paid to take this class. You know, I don't give a fuck if I'm getting a C or an A or B. You know, if I'm fucking passing, like, what the fuck do you care, you know? That shit pissed me off. So I just pushed even harder into cannabis. And then Obama wrote the letter that said, if you're not, if you're following states' rules, the feds won't come after you. And I believe he did that in like 2009. And I won a huge poker tournament. I won the nightly 50 on Full Tilt, the nightly 50-50. And I also final tabled like another $20,000 guarantee that same night. Like, I just kept played through the night. And I had like, at the end of the day, I had like $20,000. I had over $15,000 in my account. I didn't have 20. I had like $16,000 or $17,000 in my account. And I took two friends of mine from high school, and I said, you know what, we're moving to fucking Colorado where it's legal. And we packed a U-Haul up, and we moved to Colorado, and that's kind of where I got my start out there. We started growing herb. We all got jobs. It took us a couple weeks to fucking find a place to rent. We found a house to rent, which I ended up renting for like 5 years once I was there, you know. And I met up with the owner of Greenest Green, which was the first dispensary in Boulder, and he was an Ohio State graduate. He was looking for some very unique Ohio strains that my crew of friends happened to be in control of, and had taken to Colorado. The Lemon G13 is an Ohio-based strain, and I was just the one who had the balls to fucking put it in a U-Haul first and take it to Colorado, you know? And word quickly spread, like, as we went to sell it. At first, when I moved to Colorado, it was completely legal for us to grow cannabis in our house and sell it to the store in 2009 and 10. You could sell it. You could grow it in your house and sell it to the dispensary. So we would go around, and I sold to all the big dispensaries, like all the ones that have become huge names, because they were the ones that cared to have the best pot. And like, that's why we were like-minded people, you know what I mean? It just kind of fit together. And, you know, I met up with Greenest Green. Like, I remember our first harvest, we got ripped off so fucking hard on the first quap we sold. And I remember that dispensary calling us back trying to buy more. And we were like, fuck y'all. Y'all can't have any more, motherfucker. We went to this, and these people were definitely shady. These dispensaries, like, was all people coming out of the woodwork, spending their own money to fucking do this. And I remember, dude, I mean, we moved out there with just my $15,000, friends, you know, me and two friends. It was three of us. We moved into this fucking house. We had to just basically survive and pay rent until we got to our first fucking harvest. And I remember literally our tank was on E, and we were going through price shock. Like, we should have taken the first offer we got. We drove around to 3 different dispensaries. The first 2 we didn't take what they offered us, you know what I mean? And we get to the last dispensary, and they could just smell desperation on us. Like, we were taking whatever the fuck they said. We were so fucking beat up already from the first 2. We were like, oh shit, maybe that is the price in Colorado. You know, maybe we should just take this and get the fuck out of here, you know. And they offered us, I think it was like $600 for a quap, for a QP, for 4 ounces of weed. And we fucking took that shit because we needed gas. Literally, the gas light was on. Yeah, hell yeah, the first 2 offers were way more. We were just still shocked about it. Like, you had to think, like, the price of cannabis in Ohio at the time was like, dude, over $4,000 a pound, you know what I mean? And when I moved to Denver, they're like $3,000, 36. It was over $3,000. It was fucking 3,600, and I'm sitting there greedy as fuck, like, nah, I'm not taking the 36. Like, no way, you're fucking nuts. No 36, not for this fire. You can't get it anywhere else. You're gonna put this shit on your shelf, and I'm gonna get a call an hour later that you need some more because every single customer bought an 1/8 of my shit and didn't buy anything else on your fucking shelf. You know what I mean? And so finally we met up with some good people from the Herbal Cure and all that stuff, and Greenest Green respected what we had, you know, and we partnered up and entered that Cannabis Cup in 2011. He became a good friend of mine, you know what I mean? And they were all people that just, like, you know, were trying to grind it up from nothing, man. Everybody was trying to grind it up from nothing, and we were all trying to one foot in the gray market, 1 foot in the black market, you know, and not in the white market is what I meant to say there, you know what I mean? And you know, I got caught a little bit. I had to move myself back to Ohio, and then I became the first employee and sales director for a company called Nextlight that sells LED lights for cannabis use specifically. And then I started Sole Source. After that broke off, they wouldn't give me equity, even though I built the company to profitability, so I just didn't think it was fair. We had a disagreement, and I decided to leave, and that's how we kind of get to where we are today. And just trying to create my own light. I don't know if I have the millions of dollars to get to a flower light or continue down that path, so I think the CBD is the best way because I have such knowledge in the industry and purchasing power that I'm able to supply, you know, these CBD products at cheaper than you can get them anywhere. Like, I challenge people to test my pricing anywhere, and I know the quality's there. We have the lab tests. I have the awards for it. Like, I'm not cheaping anybody. I'm just making sure I stay ahead of the game, like in anything else, like I always have with cannabis, you know what I mean? And these sales are what carry me right now, dude. These tinctures, and the customers I get here are crazy. Do you have these products at my house? Absolutely. Yeah, this is all based out of my house right now. So I import the powdered CBD isolate, and then I just manufacture the tincture. Like, I have like a mini lab here. And you label and ship them? Yeah. So I manufacture the tincture. I don't manufacture the bath bombs or the salve in-house. I actually have a third party, a girl who's a nurse in town, and she's into products creation and was making a bunch of these, and I just have her add my ingredient to her production for those two, and she does an amazing fucking job, and she's a part of the team. So, you know, we're getting into stores here and shit like that. So these are our products, and we're looking to add more and grow as we grow, you know, slow and steady. China's kicking the shit out of us. Look at this.
Already has the infrastructure and the know-how, since it produces half of the world's industrial hemp that's mainly used for textiles and paper.
Oh, hell yeah. For the year?
But
I'm down $4K for the
in
year.
China, cannabis is actually a very sensitive topic.
I started investing in January of this year, and I put most of it into cannabis stocks, CGC and Aurora. Yes, super heavy. And it's just crushing me this year. But this is like where I started investing. So I have real estate. I own rental property from my time in real estate and stuff like that. So this is my first time kind of like starting in the stock market, and I've definitely learned a lot. I bought a bunch of like dividend paying stuff, spread it out a lot. That's why you kind of see me level out here towards the end and kind of almost start to go back up. That's like that's my learning curve for the year right there.
That's because it contains not only CBD, but THC, the psychoactive ingredient that gets you high.
I feel very safe in my new outfit.
Anyone caught selling products with THC risks spending the rest of his or her life in prison, or worse, face the death penalty. And by extension, CBD consumption in the country is also illegal. So when we visited one of the world's largest CBD extraction plants, it actually felt like we were touring a prison.
Wow.
Here, there are dozens of surveillance cameras, barbed wire, and every door is locked with a code.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Looks like a Star Wars control room in here.
But
What?
what's illegal for the country turns out to be big business, and authorities aren't stifling that. Instead, they've put in place very strict regulations on CBD production.
The local police, look at that liquid butane. It's actually ethanol there. It's an ethanol wash that they do for hemp.
So this apparently is CBD. It's kind of muddy looking. It kind of looks like a black bean paste or something.
So that's like the raw, that's the raw first extraction. That's like the
24 hours a day, 7 days a week, pumping out 1.5 tons of CBD a year.
So this is what the world wants, pure CBD extract. And the most pure CBD can be sold for $8,000 to $10,000 per kilogram.
Yeah, so the black stuff is the first ethanol wash. Like you have to wash it out of the biomass. Who am I going to there we go. Just to get the proper terminology for you real quick. I know it, but it's escaping me while I'm fucking stoned, of course. Crude. It's called crude oil. Crude oil. Jesus. Of course. Winterized crude oil. So what it is it's basically a crude ethanol extract. You have to do it very cheaply. So in order for there to be like very low THC levels in the plant, in the hemp plant, there's also really low CBD levels. So this extraction process has to be very, very efficient. And what they're doing is not even a butane wash because it's too fucking expensive at first. So they're getting a raw crude by just doing an ethanol wash and an ethanol soak and then evaporating off the ethanol. And you're left with that raw crude.
7 days a week, pumping out 1.5 tons of CBD a year.
So this is what the world wants, pure CBD.
And then they refine it through distillation and things like that.
Sold for $8,000 to
And then cooking that
$10,000
into an isolate, much like you see cocaine.
We went to Shanghai
go from like
to meet a Chinese entrepreneur who sees this raw material
a distillate
from Yunnan
into
as
like a
golden
powder
opportunity
form. You know
to
what I mean?
sell.
这个是我们 CBD 胜肽原液，它最大的优点呢是能够抗衰老和抗皱。
Summer Sun leads the Chinese branch of CIIX, an American financial firm that analyzes companies in the U.S. for Chinese investors.
It looks really ugly
CBD
before it looks really
we
pretty.
decided to open a
Wow.
company in China.
我们美国销售的含有 CBD 的精油，另外有小型软糖。
Sun says to really win big, it won't be about just selling to the
I have
US.
that.
Eventually, he hopes one day he'll be able
That
to sell these
homogenizing.
products inside the country.
里面的主要成分就是大麻原液提取物。
So Chinese entrepreneurs like Sun are
CBD
starting to
face
educate Chinese
mask.
consumers, selling CBD-free products that are legal in China. This influencer is testing
Should
one
I
of
do
Sun's
some
products.
CBD on
It contains
camera?
other
Will you guys buy
extracts
some
from
if I do it?
cannabis
Is that
plants.
what I
But he's
should be
marketing
doing?
products to
I should
Chinese
be like,
consumers as
I should get my
CBD.
girlfriend in
It
here to
doesn't
be
have
like,
any CBD. Is that misleading?
在中国完全没有这种 担心的必要。CBD 是我们的品牌 logo 和商标。
Yeah, totally.
As companies anticipate the CBD market in China to open, they are starting to invest big in the cannabis of the future.
I smoke so much, like it doesn't.
这个就是我们大棚里面种植的云麻7号。
You want me to do a
The
drop?
country is quickly
Sub
catching
for a
up to the
drop.
US and Europe.
Sub and I'll do some
Entrepreneurs believe
CBD
their
on
country will
stream.
eventually surpass competitors as a CBD powerhouse in production, but most importantly, consumption.
Or gift a sub if you're already
一
a
个
sub.
新型的产业，它的种植方法，包括种植技术这一块呢，我们想不断的去摸索，看看，什么样的方法来种植工业大麻最合适。
Yang Liu says China can only succeed because he expects the country will do to the CBD industry what it has already done to dominate other industries like smartphones, plastics, or clothes.
我
Damn.
感觉美国现在是一个非常重要的市场，让我感觉未来的话，工业大麻在中国的前景
Future
会
belongs
非
to
常
China. Wow.
Do
Wow.
you remember these? They used to get video.
Crazy shit. China's gonna take over. Yeah, I'm 21 and I'm from the United States. Let me see the fucking news. The best OG Kush vape industry, honeycut exposed. Yeah, we knew that. We knew that. Suckers. God, who the fuck was using that shit? People are stupid. Why did the Hummer disappear from America? Tell me. I actually want to see these Hong Kong things. What is going on in Hong Kong? Oh god. Whoa. Whoa, Molotov cocktails are getting involved? This is intense now. Oh shit. Whoa. Yo. Yo, you're getting arrested in China, bro. That can't be good. Shot and critically injured a 21-year-old protester. Western currents, countries for stirring trouble. Which could be totally possible. Could be totally possible. Not gonna deny that. Not only arrested China, if they're fighting for Chinese government, they'll be in black sites before they know it.
Defense contractor to sell him a truck the American military had famously used in a war with Iraq. And so, America got the Hummer. The angular, militaristic, go-anywhere truck became an emblem of 1990s pop culture, a coveted status symbol sought by celebrities, and a sometimes mocked and vilified example of just how far America's newfound love for sport utility vehicles had gone. The Hummer was huge, brash, and often brightly colored, and it became a favorite choice for adventurous buyers who didn't mind attracting attention. And then, it was gone, as parent company General Motors collapsed into bankruptcy.
I would say
They were like, goodbye.
Isn't many more iconic vehicles of this century, than the Hummer. I would put like the Hummer, the Prius, the Beetle. I would say they all existed for a time and were so incredibly popular, and that popularity has faded for all of them. But I mean, Hummer was so ubiquitous at one point in terms of representing that overly emasculated, aggressive, almost stereotype.
The Hummer had a brief life, spanning just under 2 decades, but it made a lasting impression.
Screw the Hummer. It's too big. Who the fuck wants to drive that the fuck around? Disney Plus surpasses 10 million signups since launch. I think they predicted only 8. That's hilarious. They're crushing it. Disney's new streaming service, Disney Plus, has already seen 10 million signups since launch Tuesday. The company announced Wednesday that Disney stock was up more than 3% on the news. Dang. Netflix shares were down more than 1%. Dang. Disney's new streaming service launched Tuesday with some technical errors that prevented some users from connecting to the service. That didn't stop customers from flooding to the sign up. Wow, $6.99 per month or $69.99 a year. That's what's up. Disney Plus is significantly cheaper than competitors like Netflix, which charge $12.99 for the most popular standard HD plan. You see all the ads, and they have ads all over the internet. Phew. Disney's offering a 7-day free trial, so likely not all signups represent customers who will continue to pay for the service. Disney did not immediately respond to the question about whether the 10 million signups figure included pre-sale. Verizon is also offering its customers a free year of Disney Plus, which could further boost its subscriber numbers. Oh shit. Even with the promotional deals, Disney Plus has already achieved huge signups. Wow, we have Disney on here. Where's our Disney? Do we still have it? Oh my god, Disney. Don't go anywhere, Disney. 2 shares. 2 shares of Disney. Let's go. Finance, but it's in there too. They just own so much content, and they make so much content. Like, it's going to be a good one of those channels you're going to have, like one of those subscriptions you're going to have for your fucking kids and shit. And Disney owns ESPN too, so like, think of all the sports you're going to get through the Disney Plus as well at some point, you know what I mean? Semiconductors have room to run. I mean, I guess they're not going away. Like, we're not stopping making computer chips. The ETF that tracks the sectors, the SMH, has jumped over 50%. In the last months alone, the ETF has gained over 9%. Among the stocks leading the group higher, Advanced Micron Devices, Universal Display, OLED, and Marvell Technologies, MRVL. They all post gains of around 20% in the past 4 weeks. Damn. And according to history, the rally could still have room to run. Bullish trend continues. ETF trades positively 83% of the time while adding another 2%. Top performing semiconductor stocks, StockWorks Solutions, blah, blah, blah. S&P 500 also performs well in these periods, with the index trading positively 92% of the time. That's based off past history, though. You never know. Times change. By the time they put that news out, it's fucking over. Thinking about to call it. We did an hour and a half here. We did some stock news. We got, I mean, I don't know what else there is. What do we got going on here? Seeking Alpha, anything, Disney up, blah, blah, blah. Went over all the cannabis. Went over the portfolio that's getting beat up today with the market. I think I'm going to get some news and we'll be back later for some poker. You know what I mean? Get some work done. Yeah, it's 1 o'clock. We got to get some work done. All right, y'all. Peace. Who do we send the raid off to? Wow. Who do we send the raid off to? Bluffing for a better living. What's good? Who do you guys want to go to? Who's the go-to out here? Send it to Dramatic DJ or something. Maybe we'll send it to B-Fizz later. Stock guy. Second guessing my choice here, but we're doing it. B-Fizz. See you in there. I'll be in the chat. Let's go. Rate it.